NJ, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Right, let's go. So after our time limit, YouTube time limit on Raw on our Raw review, which was 15 minutes, we didn't really get much chance to talk about the main event, and we had a lot of thoughts on the main event. So we thought we'd do another video explaining our thoughts on the outcome and the future implications of the main event. As we all know, R-Truth and John Cena are the #1 contenders for the WWE Championship against The Miz, and they're going to get a match at Extreme Rules in a triple threat match. Now, NJ, I know the first thing you had a problem with was the actual gauntlet match itself.
Yeah, with it being about eliminations and then the next lister comes down, we have two good starters, but yes, John Cena's, the one that people look out for, but I don't think he should have been at the end, and I just think, to be honest, he should have been maybe one of the started ones.
I think either way, he would have made it through to the final anyway, so...
Sadly,
coming out
yes.
at number 5 was no surprise for me, to be honest, because I thought they were just going to make Cena win it.
Yeah, they probably would have.
Anyway, we won't dwell too much on Cena because, we don't want you to get pissed off again, do we?
No, but
so yeah,
Raw's done a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, but I mean, I do see what NJ's saying. You have the point is that another superstar comes in when the other superstar's weak. It seems a little bit stupid to do. They should have done what they did in like the Raw Rumble, for example. Either do it as a 5-way match or do it as like they come in every 1.5 minutes. Make it like, a 5-way match in a couple of minutes, for example.
True.
That probably would have been a better way to do it.
Battle Royal would have been good too.
Battle Royal could have been good, but they did it this way, so we have to accept that. Unfortunately. Now my problem with this is the final two before John Cena come out. You have John Morrison against R-Truth. I'm immediately thinking this is going to be a John Morrison Cena final 2. What do we get? We get R-Truth beating John Morrison, and I really don't understand why WWE have done this. The only reason I can think of is because of the backstage politics of him being unprofessional at WrestleMania and them deciding not to push him because of this. And this really pisses me off because I think John Morrison, out of everyone on Raw, probably deserves a title shot more than anyone because of what he's actually done in these last couple of months. And he's really shown that he can be this guy who can really challenge for the title. Not only that, but he has great in-ring chemistry with The Miz as well, and he could make a great match of him. That's going to be my rant.
With John Morrison, I'm thinking that, again, WWE know, I'm pretty sure, that we love John Morrison. We know he can be in the main event.
John Morrison mark #1 here.
Precisely. And I think the fact they know that, they're using that to their advantage of saying, we'll keep making him lose matches that we think he's going to win. I think sooner or later, WWE are going to surprise us. And John Morrison, there's many pay-per-views coming up. There's many chances going to come up. And I think the WWE are going to have John Morrison winning a match that we least expect and then having the match that we've all been waiting for.
Oh, hallelujah. Let's hope that happens. Please, God, make that happen. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a big problem with R-Truth going through to face John Cena at the end. And I immediately thought to myself, there was 2 things I thought here. Either A, they're giving R-Truth the push because they would never let him through to the final and lose to John Cena anyway, or 2, John Cena was going to win. Instead, there was a third option. They were both going to get double disqualified, and there was going to be a triple threat at Extreme Rules, which in my opinion is going to be fucking shit.
Well, I think we've still got weeks ahead. As we saw at the end of the match, they had that after John Cena and R-Truth took out Miz and Riley, they have this little well done, and then he starts doing it back. And they start doing it back and that. And I think, to be honest, they had that reason. I think it was mainly John Cena doing it just in a friendly way, and R-Truth getting annoyed by it. I think to build his character up more. I think next week they'll build up more, just ready for the match.
Kind of like what I just did to you, eh?
Yeah, it could be alright going to the pay-per-view, I think. They could build up R-Truth a little bit more.
Okay, but what did you actually think to the ending of the match itself? The fact that it was a no disqualification and then the Raw GM made it a triple threat. What did you actually think of that? Because I know, in my opinion, I was expecting John Cena to win. I'm going to kill myself for saying this, but it probably would have been better if they made John Cena win it rather than be a triple threat. I don't see why R-Truth is in this main event and what he could add. I really don't. It's just my opinion. I know you like R-Truth, so you're obviously going to go against that. But I don't see why they're promoting someone like R-Truth who's not really had much main event experience, instead of someone like John Morrison, who's a more deserving person to get this main event slot in a triple threat match, for example?
We have John Cena and Miz. Again, John Cena's getting this rematch. That's how we got to see it. Even though they got a third person, John Cena's getting this rematch. But now they've got R-Truth in the middle of them. And I think with him there, R-Truth has the upper hand. But talk about the main event itself, the match we just had, and it ended no double DQ. I think, I don't know, I think the GM's been a bit of a nutcase for doing that. And I think they could have either had finished the no disqualification, and then maybe the GM announces that next week there's going to be a rematch.
I think that would have been good. That would have been a pretty good build-up, in my opinion.
R-Truth versus John Cena. But we have to go with what WWE have done now.
Yeah.
So all I can say is a couple of weeks, build up R-Truth ready for the pay-per-view.
Okay, so we've got we've got this match set in stone now. It's going to be a triple threat or Extreme Rules. What do you think about the match itself, the actual triple threat? Do you have any more thoughts on that? Because I know exactly what I think about it.
Well, basically, we've got a set that is happening now. And then the match itself, I think, as I've said earlier, R-Truth's got the upper hand. Cena's got his rematch. Knew it was coming.
John Morrison didn't.
And Miz, I think, to be honest, this is going to be a chance for Miz to become even more look good in the ring. He's against two people. And
to me, the one thing that I think will happen here is you've got two faces in the ring. You mean John Cena and R-Truth are both faces, even if R-Truth does show signs of heel or anything like that. They're both faces, and only one real outcome can come of this, and that is Miz retaining his title. And I think they probably will book him strong so he does win that match, because I can't see Cena or R-Truth winning that match at all, and the match really being any good. In my opinion.
Like I said, WWE, you've got 2 weeks to try and make us want the match to actually turn out a different way.
Yeah, okay. So, unless you have anything else to add, is there any other things you want to talk about this?
There is.
Go on then.
What's up?
Oh, for God's sake. You had to do that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Watch out, Mr. Rout. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts on this whole main event thing. You've heard my opinions, you've heard NJ's opinions. What are your opinions? We'd love to hear from you what you think of this main event. Put your comments in the comment section below what you think of R-Truth being in the main event, John Morrison not being in the main event, and all that kind of stuff we've talked about here. Okay, so while we've got another couple of minutes to this video left, one thing we do want to address is the announcement that Edge made on Raw, which is that he's going to be leaving WWE. What do you think of this, NJ?
Sure, well, I wasn't expecting it to happen now. I was like, in 2012, but obviously because of his injury being as bad as it is, he has to leave. And he's been someone I grew up with, and he's put on great matches, so I think it's going to be a great loss.
Yeah. I mean, I think the rumours were that he would be retiring in 2012, probably due to this injury. But the fact that he's had to shorten his career to this point, because he's been forced to, is kind of a shame, because you can see it in his face that he didn't want to leave, just that he had to, because otherwise he would have been in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And if you reflect on his career, you've got to admit, he's never going to be like the top guy who you're always going to talk about, but he's always going to be a guy that was there, and a guy that was there to enhance the WWE as a business.
Well, he's gone from being one hell of a great tag team partner with Christian.
TLC, who can forget that?
Yeah, he had all these different great matches and great rivalries with Dudleys and the Hardys, and also these other groups, but the main ones were Jeff and Matt and Bubba and Devon. And then again, he put on great matches. He did some great things. He was part of the ladder matches, TLC, table, chairs. He was gone through all that, which was good.
And then we had the Christian and Edge rivalry, the heel turn from Christian, which I thought was a very good rivalry, which was start both of them off in a singles. And we've seen from then on that they've really established themselves as singles wrestlers. I mean, we saw Edge develop himself as a heel, a very credible heel, when he was with Lita. And that just really did well for his character. And he was one of those guys that could reinvent himself a lot.
Well, with the Lita one, that was one of my best moments of Edge, because they actually worked together.
Yeah,
they actually looked good together, and then it drew on with Kane getting involved. And I thought he had some great matches during that time when he was with Lita.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I want to talk about here is we all know Edge was the main guy on SmackDown. You know, what's this going to do for SmackDown now?
Well, straight up, I'm going to say that there's going to be SmackDown not going to just give up and say, right, Raw's got everything now. They're going to start pushing people, and then when SmackDown start doing it, Raw will start. Yeah, but that's a different story for now.
Hopefully, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, now they have a match at Extreme Rules, Edge versus Alberto. That's obviously going to change now. What do you think? What do you see happening there?
There'll be some push of a contender match. Obviously, everyone's going to be straight up saying it's going to be Alberto because obviously he won the normal contender match against Christian. But I just think there's going to be more to it. There's going to be other people wanting to be involved.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about Edge's career, how well would you just rate, his career, as from when he first started till now being one of the top faces in the company?
Other than rating it R.
Rated R.
Yeah.
Superstar.
I think I'd rate it again. My liking of Edge grew more. Yeah, I liked him when he was in a tag team, but when he came back and he had all that extra muscle and different style, I got to like him more. So overall, yeah, I think he's had a brilliant career.
And let's not forget he's won 11 world titles as well, and he's had Money in the Bank 3 times now, I think. He's been multiple tag team champion, multiple mid-card champion. So, he's pretty much one of those guys that's pretty much done it all in WWE.
There's a lot of bad things I can say about Edge, like you can say about most wrestlers, but we won't go through them. But I'm just saying that the good beats the bad.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
When you look back on this guy's career, and you got to think that he's one of those guys now who you think could be the kind of guy who could be in WWE in a backstage capacity of some sort if he wants to be. It just depends about his health. But the main thing is now that he gets back healthy, his body's fine, so he doesn't have to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, like he said. And for the best in whatever he's going to be doing now,
just my thought. I think he's leaving. I don't think he's going to go back on that. He said it. Now it's done. I think he'll go out. He'll make a few appearances in a couple of months to maybe a year's time. But I don't think it'll be anything permanent, not anymore.
No. So basically, really, all we have to say now is thank you, Edge.
Good luck,
Edge.
Thank
you for the fond memories you've given WWE fans, and for what you've done for the business as a whole.
And every wrestler that was there, they were saying how great Edge has been, and they really thanked him for what he's done.
I mean, you saw the reaction as he went down the ramp. Not only of the crowd, but the wrestlers. When you could see the wrestlers have real mutual respect for this guy. You can see he's a well-liked guy around the dressing room just by the reactions of the divas and the wrestlers that were there.
Yeah, and now he's going to move on and probably get himself into a new career that he's going to do brilliantly in. I think because what he's shown SmackDown is going to progress to whatever he does next.
Well, you've got to admit he's a great entertainer, so he's got every capacity to do something like whatever we'd want to do in TV or anything like that. So he's very capable of doing that. And anything else you want to add before we just say our goodbyes on this video?
No, that's it.
And so that is it from us at Dan and NJ's WWE blog. I have been Daniel Parkin. This has been NJ, of course. And we'll just say bye-bye for now. Goodbye.